Ahoy! Welcome back to Adventure Sena. Stay tuned for a thrilling catch and cook foraging episode, razor climbing on the Washington coast. Ahoy! Welcome back to Adventure Sena. Today we're out at the Twin Harbors Grayland Beaches area, and we're going to go try razor climbing. And as you can see, I'm not the only person who had this idea. The beach is absolutely packed all the way down. I drove a good 10 minutes down the beach just to see if there's any place that has less people, and it's all pretty much like this. So I picked a place that had at least a few spots open where I can maybe hunt a bit. So let's check it out. This will be our first time razor climbing when it's actually legal and safe. Last time we tried this, there was high levels of acid in the clams, and we collected like 14 of them before a ranger stopped us and took them away from us. Okay, so yeah, there's a couple blank spots where I could dig about. All right, so down at the shoreline, and what we're looking for is dime-sized holes or little donut mounds of soil. Some of the pros are actually in the water. They kind of know what to look for, so. All right, got my first one of the day, and it's pretty hefty, pretty sizable. I broke it, but it's all good. We're gonna eat it. Got my first razor climb of the day, legal and safe to eat. All right, we've been out here climbing for a minute and only caught one, so pretty rough luck. There's just so many people here. You really gotta come out early, I think. You also need to come out on the day when the tide is the lowest to maximize your chances. So tomorrow morning after I wake up in my Airbnb, I'll probably head out here super early, like 3-4 hours early. Today I made it about 45 minutes ahead of low tide, and everyone was here already. I found a lone crab here washing around in the surf. He's pretty confused as to why a bunch of people are here. What do you think? What is that? What is it? What is that thing? You don't even register it's alive. Whoa, he knows that you're here. Cole guy ain't trying to mess with no crab. Alright, here in Westport in the morning, checking out the watchtower. Huge waves. It's actually a fisherman way out on the rocks. Seems quite dangerous. All right, here at Aloha Alabama BBQ. Kind of an interesting vibe. I'm gonna check it out. It's called Adventure Sena. It's kind of like John Cena, but with an S instead of a C. Yeah. Beautiful day today here at Aloha Alabama in Westport, and looking forward to the food. I actually just went out, spent the morning razor climbing, and my first time I went out I got a lot, like right away, back to back, but they were toxic. It was not legal to fish at the time, and I got caught by a ranger thankfully before we ate them. But this time there was hundreds of people on the beach. I've never seen anything like it, and so I get the feeling probably the clam beds here are probably depleted. I don't know that I'm going to have any luck tomorrow either. I'm thinking about going out super early, but I don't even know if it's going to be worth it. So if it doesn't work out, we won't even have any of that on film, because I'll probably be out before it's even light out. Yeah, I got there about 45 minutes before low tide, and by that point the beach was swamped with people. So you got to get out early. Early bird gets the oyster or the clam. I think I might try one more whack at hunting for clams tomorrow, since I'm staying out here in the Airbnb. But in the meantime, I'm going to get some beautiful footage of this wonderful marina town that I love to visit once in a long while. Maybe once every other month I'll come out here, because it's very charming. Westport features a long, massive marina, probably one of the biggest ones I've seen for private and commercial use. So a lot of fishery boats, charter boats, and then also private vessels out here. Awesome, so just got my food here at Aloha Alabama. What I got here is the cowboy egg rolls, served with some barbecue sauce. This is pulled pork egg rolls with veggies. And then we've got some very unique fish and chips here. It looks like panko breaded, very crispy. Whoa. Not your traditional egg roll filling for sure, but their pulled pork is really good, very smoky, juicy, very generous with the pork in these. I've had more high-end fish and chips other places that maybe beat this, but for a simple fish and chips, this is a pretty safe bet, so I would call this a 7 out of 10. It's pretty solid. Some of these fish get up to 76 pounds. So they have a weekly competition here, it looks like. So as I suspected, there was more to Westport Winery than I thought. You are allowed to just take your glass and walk off. So I got a glass and I'm just gonna walk around their estate. Their gardens are free to check out. This place is really cool. I've never seen a vineyard that just lets you wander their premises with the wine. It's a razor clam statue. If you didn't know what this was, I forgive you for thinking it was dirty. I would do a bench review, but this one is disqualified. Send it for Bubba. So this is the outer hull of what was once the SS Tequila 2. May she rest in peace. The Ark. And here you have all the animals on the Ark. Alright, so out here at Mocrocks Beach, just giving it another shot. Hoping I get at least like 4 of them and then I have enough to cook something. So let's see how it goes. So what I'm doing to find these things is I'm stomping, and if I see any geysers in the sand, then I know there may be a clam under there. These birds are here watching us, because once in a while, instead of a clam, we pull out a sand shrimp. I was hoping for a couple more clams, but all I'm finding now are these big shrimps. See, here's a hole. Basically, if you step on it and it repairs itself, there's a good chance that's an actual clam. I've encountered a tiny shrimp of sorts. It's got an egg sac. This guy got one of the shrimps that came out of the hole. Oh, he didn't like it. Yeah, looking forward to trying these fresh razor clams foraged from the coast. Pretty wonderful to be able to get free food out in nature. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, I'll be stomping my way back to the car, and if I get lucky, I might get another clam or 2 on the way. So, all right, so that is it for the razor clamming voyage. I would call it a success. I didn't get a full catch, which is all right. I don't really need 14 all to myself, but let me show you what I got here. So you may be wondering why there's peas coming out of my razor clams. Well, it's because they didn't have ice at either of the gas stations that I went to, but they did have frozen peas. Ahoy, welcome to my kitchen. So today we're gonna clean up some razor clams that I hand foraged, and I'm also going to prep a clam chowder using them. Personally, I don't mind skin, so I'm not gonna make these flawless. There might still be little spots here and there. Obviously, I'm no chef here, so just doing a rough cube. About a half a pound of bacon. Pretty hearty sized chunks, actually. They're gonna shrink because I cook them quite crispy. Okay, my least favorite part is gonna be cleaning up these clams, so As you can see, they're pretty big. That's the foot hanging out. Pretty muscular organ, that. So you do got to split these open. You got to separate the flesh from the shell itself, and then you do need to remove the gills and the guts. So pretty much you just want muscle tissue left over. This crazy looking thing is a razor clam. So now I've got the actual clam separate. Does not look appetizing, I'll be honest. And here's the shell. Okay, so that is a fully prepped piece of clam right there. Alright, so that is all the clams that I got from really all day today of harvesting. Okay, so here I'm sauteing a little bit of onion. There's the bacon that's gonna go in as well as a topping at the end. Next steps, basically, once these onions are mostly translucent, I'm gonna go ahead and add clam broth. Or sorry, I'll add potatoes first and then clam broth. Then the cream goes in, then the herbs and clams go in at the very end. Okay, so now that I've got the onions translucent, I'm gonna go ahead and open up a bottle of white wine. Actually made in the Columbia Valley, south of Portland. It's on the dry side, says. Goes great with cheese, salad, and seafood. I know, not the most classy, but I'm the only one drinking from this today. Now we put in a bit of white wine. How much? About a third of a cup. And that leaves plenty of extra wine for me to sip on. Okay, so I've added the potatoes, and I'm basically just letting that wine evaporate before I fill this up with clam broth. So here I have Snow's clam juice. Alright, so in goes the clam juice. Okay, so I've just tossed the clams in. So they're gonna cook for a bit. I've turned the heat down a bit as well because now that the clams are in and I'm gonna add some cream, I don't want that to curdle, and I also don't want to overcook the clams. So I'm gonna take it nice and easy here at the last bit. Okay, so one of the last steps is to actually add heavy cream. I'm gonna do about a cup. So I thickened it with a bit of potato starch, so you can see it's a rich, thick, velvety texture. And there we have it, Adventure Sena's Razor Clam Forage Chowder. That has local white wine in it, local razor clams, some bacon, local dairy. So very localized beach to table meal here. Let's try it out. Okay, so all that hard work is finally about to pay off. I spent 2 days digging. First day didn't really have much luck. Second day I went to a more obscure beach and I actually did find some clams, so enough to make a nice chowder. Okay, let's dig in. So I did top it with some crispy bacon. That is so complex. The rich, deep clam flavor. It's every note of this ride. It's in there. Definitely briny. Tastes like the ocean, smells kind of that oceanic vibe without being funky. It doesn't cross over into unpleasant, but it's definitely like an umami ocean vibe. Really beautiful. The fact I was able to get most of the protein for this meal from the ocean, just literally walked outside, found a few clams, chucked them in a pot, got them cooked up and cleaned, and this is what you get. So I've gotten hooked on foraging. The Pacific Northwest is an incredible place for it, but wherever you're at in the United States or in the world, there are things you can forage in your area, even if you're in the desert. There's a number of different things you can check out. So really encourage everyone to learn about foraging, be safe about it, do your research, don't eat anything unless you've positively identified it. Go to the less popular beaches. Mocrocks and Copalis, I would say, are the best ones in Washington. Razor climbing, I can't recommend it enough. It is a lot of work, but if you go prepared, if you watch a few videos online, learn how to identify an actual clam show, stomp your feet, smack a stick into the ground as you're out there, and the clams will reveal themselves. So those are all my tips for a good day climbing. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If so, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notify bell.